Hello, today I'm going to show you how I made these flower coasters. I call them a simple crochet flower coaster, and you can make them with two colors like I've done here, or you can just do one color throughout for the whole pattern. I designed this pattern to use up extra bits of Maker home deck yarn. I had lots from other projects, and then you're going to want to use a worsted weight yarn holding 2 strands at a time. There's a link here that you can use to find the full pattern on my blog. For this pattern, you're going to be holding 2 strands of yarn at the same time. You can pull from the center on 2 skeins like I'm doing here, or you can also just use 1 skein of yarn and take both ends to pull from the outside and from the inside. And a pattern like this that doesn't really take too much yarn, it's not too inconvenient to use both ends of the yarn like this. But I actually like to use 2 skeins, and I like to just pull from both of the center pulls. To begin, you want to make a magic adjustable ring. Okay, to start the pattern, we're going to do 9 half double crochets into this magic adjustable ring. It's also abbreviated in the pattern as a MAR. Okay, so here I am on my last half double crochet. This is number 9. Oops, there we go. And you need to pull the tail from the MAR so that it's cinched closed. You can close it all the way, but I actually like to leave a little bit of a hole for this pattern. So I insert my crochet hook just to kind of have a uniform size for all of mine, and then I tighten it around it. And then you're going to join in the round here with a slip stitch. For the next round, we're going to be crocheting into the space between each of the half double crochets, starting with a chain 1, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets into that space in between each of the half double crochets from the previous round. Okay, so here we are now starting round 3. In round 3, our half double crochets just go in that normal spot at the top of the stitch below. We're going to start the round with a chain 1, and then you're going to do 1 half double crochet into the very first stitch, then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch, and we're going to repeat this all the way until we get back to the beginning. Okay, so now we're going to start the 4th round, and this one is where you change colors if you want. You can always work the 4th round using the same color if you want, or you can switch yarn to use up those extra bits there of the Bernat. I'm going to attach my yarn here just by slipping my new yarn through the loop of the old yarn, and then I'm going to pull that old yarn tight, and it kind of brings down and has my new starting loop there like that. Okay, so round 4 starts with a chain 1, and then you're going to do a single crochet into the first stitch, and then a chain 1. And for this round, I like to crochet over my yarn tail a bit, so I do each of my single crochets in chain 1, and I kind of hold the tail yarn for a little bit just to kind of work it in. It's just so that I don't have to weave that in later, and then I just have one of the Bernat Maker yarn to weave in when I finish, but it's just an option, and that's kind of how I like to do it. But for this round, you're just going to do the single crochet and then a chain 1 all the way until you get back to the beginning. Once I've worked enough of that yarn tail in, you could do it the whole way or just do a few inches like I've done there. I just drop it down, and then once I am finished with the round, then I'll just trim it off. Okay, so when you finish that round, you're going to join with a slip stitch. Then you want to trim your yarn and pull the yarn through so that you can weave in all of the yarn tails. To finish off my coasters, I usually like to add a little tag, and I just use the center yarn tail to sew it on right on the seam. I make more than one, and then I package them, and I like to tie them with a little tag. This handmade coasters tag here is actually a free printable download, and there's a link in the description to the blog post where you can find that tag. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you like this pattern.